Sean's in Colorado. My wife and I paid off our mortgage. We've been maxing retirement accounts for years, diligently saving in our kids' 525s. We're everyday millionaires at 41 and 38. Way to go. Not sure where to go from here in baby step 7. We're enjoying, but are not sure how else to invest for the future. Well, Sean, the rule of thumb is this. It's almost like we were talking about with that last couple. They said somehow among some newly wealthy people, there's an ethos, this idea in the air that somehow building wealth must be complicated. You must have some in the secrets of the rich. Well, let me tell you what the secrets of the rich are. They're not a secret. They do what you've been doing. They invest in things they understand. If you don't understand it, don't put money in it. Don't put money in something because it sounds cool and some goob that you think is cool is telling you to do it or has done it himself. This is how people lose their money with Bernie Madoff. They got recommended by a friend to get in something cool that was an inside deal that no one knew about. It was a secret. It was sophisticated, and everybody doesn't know about it, and this is how the rich do it. It's all behind the curtain. It's just not. I was with a guy the other day who is worth about $200 million, and you know what he's invested his money in? Farmland. He's a rancher. It's what he knows. I said, you don't have any money in mutual funds? Nope. Don't like that stuff. Don't understand it. Not putting money in it. Well, that's not sophisticated, Dave, said a guy who has a tenth the net worth or a fourth the net worth or 1/1,000,000th the net worth that guy has. He's got $200 million. What you have is an opinion. Put money in stuff you understand and you're comfortable with. If that's all you ever do, you're going to be fine as far as the investing side. I have 3 investments. That's all I have. And I'm fairly knowledgeable about the investment world. I have 3. My business, paid for real estate with no mortgages, and mutual funds. I don't play single stocks. I don't screw around with gold. I don't mess with Bitcoin. And I don't need your stock tip from your broke golfing buddy with an opinion. You know, you missed out on getting in on this deal, Ramsey. Didn't miss a thing. I'll set my net worth down beside yours while you mouth off. Didn't miss a thing. You didn't either. Don't try to get, this is not time to get cool. Cool didn't get you here. Cool won't take you there. And, you know, don't try to follow these cool goobs around because I got to tell you, man, this crap, I see these things, come to the seminar and learn how to do a limited family partnership with a double backflip trust. And, I just made that up. But it's crap like that. And people get all tangled up in stuff and they lose their butts. Don't do it. Don't do it. So it's real simple, Sean. Invest in things you understand. It's okay to use the KISS principle. I do. I use the keep it simple, stupid principle. I keep mine very simple, very clean. And if I don't have the money, I can't buy it. Wow, it's insightful. It's primitive. How do you get by on that? With hundreds of millions of dollars of net worth. That's how I struggle through. So seriously. Just be calm. Now, when you do get to baby step 7, what you do want to make sure you're doing continuously and systematically is you want to be keeping your spiritual life in balance because baby step 7 is where wealth can take over your spiritual life and you can put an idol in your life and you can start worshiping dollars instead of God, and that's a dumb idea. It's a good way to lose your money because God will take it because he loves you so much he doesn't want you worshiping the wrong stuff. So, how do you do that? You keep a good balance between 3 things when you're in baby step 7. You're always investing. You're always being outrageously generous. And I mean outrageously generous. You're in baby step 7. You need to be giving more money away than you used to make in a year. outrageous generosity. And you need to be enjoying some of the money. Time to take mama on a cruise, tightwad. Time to buy a decent car. You've driven like no one else. Now it's time to drive like no one else. I drove crap cars. One, the predominant color on it was Bondo. And now you know what I drive? Any freaking thing I want. That's what I drive now. And if some of you liberals don't like that, well, toughies. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm a capitalist pig, and I'm proud of it. So that's how this works, guys. And I give more in a month than I used to make in 2 years. But that's none of your business. The only reason I tell you that is it's a model for you to say, outrageous generosity. Our Ramsey Family Foundation is outrageously generous. It's so generous it has a full-time person running it named Denise Whittemore, my daughter. It takes a full-time person to keep up with the generosity. Think about it. That's where you can get to, people. That's where I want you to get to. You can live like no one else so that later you can live and give like no one else. And then when you go buy a car, it's a small percentage of your world. These people call me up and their car is 60% of their take-home pay and 100% of their net worth. You are never going to get rich doing that. Your car needs to be a small percentage of your net worth and a small percentage of your take-home pay. Last couple making $750,000, they can afford to drive very, very expensive cars and lose the value on them and still get ahead financially. But if you make $75,000 a year, you can't drive that same car and be anything but broke. She can afford a BMW. Anything in the entire BMW line making that kind of money. Brand new, write a check for it. And it won't break that family because they make really good money and they got a $3 million net worth. But if you're sitting there with 2 nickels to rub together, don't you go down there and fleece a stupid Beamer. That's dumber than a rock. You're acting like something you're not. So you just work your way through this process. Always be giving. Always be enjoying a percentage of your money, and always be investing a percentage of your money. And what I tell folks to do once you get to this point is allocate percentages, like I just said. Basically, I'm an evangelical Christian, and I get taxed at 40%, and then I give 10%. So that's 50%. I give 10% just for my local church. That's my tithe. Okay, so I've only got 50 cents on every dollar after those two things to work with. Out of that 50 cents, then, I allocate a small percentage to consumption and enjoyment, and then the rest of it to 2 big chunks, one to investing and 1 percentage. And I'm not going to give you my percentages because they don't matter. You make up your own, okay? But you take out that 50% that's left over, you put some little percentage. It doesn't take much because you make good money, you got good money, to enjoy, go on a nice cruise, go on that bucket list trip you've always wanted to do, buy that car you've always wanted to buy, pay off your mama's house. I don't know what it is you want to do, right? Then you take the generosity piece as a big chunk and the investing piece as a big chunk. We cover all of this in the Christian book that I did called The Legacy Journey. It's the only book I've done that was aimed exclusively at the Christian market, but it's the only way I know how to discuss wealth and it not become toxic is through the lens of my faith. So pick up the Legacy Journey or take the class if you're a member of Financial Peace membership. It's in the class is included in there. You can take the Legacy Journey and see every bit of this stuff I'm talking about. And you don't need a double backflip family limited partnership. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.